Hello everyone. I am Dr. Shoirindri Sen, Assistant Professor Gopal Chandra Memorial College of Education from Kolkata, and I'm going to make a presentation on National Policy of Education 2020. The topic of my presentation is Chapter 13, Motivated, Energized and Capable Faculty. The most important factor in the success of any higher education institution is the quality and engagement of its faculty members. So it's very important to engage the faculty members. Here I've given pictures of different universities in India, and I've tried to highlight how how important it is to uh, give opportunities for the faculty members of these different higher education institutions to develop themselves both academically as well as professionally. Now, every higher education institution must have some essential infrastructure, and these facilities include modern digital enabled classrooms. Here I have given a hyperlink to a video presentation from YouTube which depicts a digitally equipped classroom. The institution should have clean drinking water, it should have clean working toilets and pleasant classroom spaces. It should also have good facilitated laboratories and well-equipped offices and ample teaching supplies. Now, uh, NEP 2020 harps on technology enriched classrooms. So it's very important that uh, educational institutions must have digital labs and digital classrooms as much as possible, and should also uh, make the teachers digitally more adept to be able to handle such technology enriched classrooms. Here I have given year-wise teacher-student ratio data, which I have found on the internet from Business Standard an online article. And I have also here given a graphical representation of the data, that is student-teacher ratio and the changes in it from 2013 to 2018 year wise, and I have also given the Excel file link, hyperlink on the basis of which this graph has been prepared. Now, NEP 2020 proposes that there should be between 1 is to 20 and 1 is to 10 student faculty ratio ideally. The duties and responsibilities of a teacher in a higher education institution, they include interacting with the students, conducting research, and of course other university related activities. For example, research, apart from research, you have invigilation duties during examinations and script evaluation, answer script evaluation, and also taking part in meetings for institutional and personal career upgradation. Now, the faculty appointed, in order to make them more committed and connected to the institution, NEP proposes that institutions must not must ensure that these recruitments or appointments are not transferable across institutions, so that the faculty members feel committed to the institution, and they have a sense of belongingness to the institution, and they might be able to contribute more wholeheartedly to the institution. Now, the faculty empowered to maximize their motivation should be given certain freedom so that they can creatively design their own curriculum and pedagogical approaches within, of course, the prescribed framework. And they must also be able to make their own textbook selections, plan their assessments and assignments. So this would help to empower teachers, and they would be able to design an education which is based on thinking rather than rote learning. Now, empowering teachers also includes conducting innovative teaching and research, and also various other activities. And the teachers should remain motivated and enthusiastic to be able to perform outstandingly in there and creatively, and develop their creative minds at work as much as possible, because innovation is a part and parcel of education, and it is expected that the teacher will evolve with time and become more innovative in his or her teaching learning strategies. The National Education Policy proposes that teacher excellence should be recognized and duly acknowledged, and it should be given due recognition, rewards, promotion, and deserving teachers with capability, adequate capability, should be promoted and encouraged more towards institutional leadership. Of course, faculty members should also abide by the norms of the institution, and they should be held accountable if they are not able to fulfill the expectations of the institution. So teacher excellence and teacher performance should be duly recognized and given its own honor and respect. Now, the process of faculty recruitment in higher education institutions should be clearly defined, independent, transparent, and of course, the recruited individuals, they should serve a probation period uh, so that they can become more productive as after their recruitment. The National Education Policy 2020 stresses that individuals with qualities such as those who conduct high impact research and contribute to the institution in different other ways, they should be considered for fast track promotion, and they should be, of course, trained for leadership and given their due acknowledgement through fast track promotion. There should be multiple parameters for proper assessment of performance, and they should be based on peer reviews, student reviews, and innovations in teaching and pedagogy, quality and impact of research conducted, professional development activities, and other forms of services rendered to the institution by the faculty members. Now, here I have given a video presentation from YouTube based on educational management and leadership, and because it is being stressed by the National Education Policy that outstanding leadership qualities should always be encouraged and given its due acknowledgement. So high quality institutional leadership is a very essential prerequisite at this hour. So this is a video which you can watch at leisure. The outstanding faculty members in any institution, based on the following criteria, they should be considered for training for attaining leadership positions. They must have high academic credentials, high service credentials, they must demonstrate leadership qualities and also have management related skills. The National Education Policy also mentions that leadership positions will not remain vacant and they will rather be given an overlapping time period during the interim change from one leader to the other. These transition phases, of course, will be overlapped so that there is adequate opportunity and adequate time for an institution to adjust with the changes made from one institutional leader to the other. So I think this is a very a very important consideration on the part of the National Education Policy. Now, NEP 2020 mentions also that institutional leaders should aim at creating a culture of excellence in their institutions and that would motivate and incentivize the outstanding performance of the teachers through high impact research, innovative teaching, through other institutional services and also community outreach services. So that is all about my presentation. Thank you.